At some point in our lives, we may lose our dexterity due to injury, disease, or just plain old age. But that doesn't mean we need to give up the creative hobbies that we love. Judith Zausner is here to introduce us to crafty alternatives that may get those creative juices flowing again. Judith, how did you come up with the idea for Caring Crafts?
Well, for me, it was a process. I've always been a creative person, and I've also had some schooling in occupational therapy and interest in the helping profession. What happened was that a friend of mine introduced me to someone who was my age and was unfortunately stricken with multiple sclerosis. And she told me that her occupational therapist had just visited her in her home, and she told me they put pegs in holes. That was the whole visit. And I felt that surely she must have had a project she was working on, and she said, no, they weren't working on a project. And that's when I took the initiative and said there has to be something for people.
And you designed this idea?
Yes, it was a kit that I designed. I have the mesh, and then the mesh is filled with these beautiful novelty yarns.
That's it?
This is it.
I'll be darned.
So, and all it is alternating
two
different yarns.
Soft.
Yes,
number.
it is.
Yeah. How about teaching me?
How about we start?
Right.
This is the mesh. You see is sort of a grid work. It's stitched so that you have lines going down and lines going across. So if you take the needle, and I always use plastic needles with nice big holes, simple to thread, simple to hold, and especially easy to use. And then you just take the needle and you go in that double part, and then in the next one, and then you pull it through. Would you like to try it?
Sure.
What's nice is there's not any precision involved with this.
Mm-hmm.
And the important thing is these kits are simple in that they produce a really beautiful result. Many people who are more in a more compromised position, they feel they've lost the ability to do. So when you give them a project that they can do, they feel empowered creatively, they feel their abilities are empowered, they feel more positive about themselves, they have more of a can-do attitude, and all of this is incredibly helpful in the process of healing.
Okay, Judith, what's next?
What's next are these wonderful, charming 3D animals. They're actually paper-based, and they're 3D, which is fun. And because they're small, that you take this wonderful piece of paper, you tear them in small pieces, and you get to build the color all around it. It takes a little skill because you have to take small pieces around the small parts of the animal. And you do this with just the glue and the paper.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's brush it on the animal. That's it. And then you just put it so that it over some of the glue area. And then take the brush again and just put the glue on it again. And that really presses it in place.
Mm-hmm.
And then you continue throughout the little form.
Right.
Until it's all covered.
Now, if we wanted to purchase these crafts, where would we go?
Well, I have a website, www.caringcrafts.com, and all those kits are available on that site.
Thank you so much, Judith, for sharing these crafts with us.
And thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed being here.
Until next time, I'm Suzanne Roberts.